Okay, let's get into a quick trade recap that happened today. I think this is one of those easy trades, bro. Nothing to think about, right? So we have Euro USD on the M50 switching bullish right there. Bullish break of structure. It pulls back deep into this forward POI, and then once order flow slash the internal starts moving bullish, right? Once order flow slash the internal starts moving bullish, then we're going to start looking for buys, right? And then the break of structure was right there. The first one, even though it was a small close, it was a valid break of structure, but at that point I was not convinced. And then it comes back down, goes up, and then we have a second break of structure there, leaving a much better POI in there, right? So simple trade, pro internal and pro swing, right? Come back in, we go for the M15 risk entry, and this time also because because of the risk to reward, right, to this internal high, which is the target. Because of the risk to reward to there, I was able to secure my stop loss below this, right? Because even though this is the POI, you do know it does this sometimes where you see small little spike below there, so rather cover the internal low. I think that's what I'll start to do, even if it lowers my risk to reward in terms of targeting the internal high. Like I will take still like a 1:2 trade. I think taking 1:2 trades that are like that still makes sense, right? So I don't have a problem with that. And then yeah, easy trade in out. We take our 3 hour trade. The only thing I wanted to show was the difference. Not my FX book, man. I wanted to actually go to my Notion. Not my FX book. I want to come here to my Notion and show the slide process that I started with, which was to validate the trade, right? And how do I validate the trade? With this little check before getting into the trade, right? Is the overall market trend clear? Yes, right? It was bullish. Am I trading near major support or resistance? Yes, but it was with confluence, right? It was the 4 hour demand, right? So it was good for buys, which is okay. There was no high impact news to be aware of, and then Intel trend was bullish, making it pro swing, pro internal. And then is there break and close? Yes, very important, right? This IBOS is a break and close, very important. And then is the chalk before the POI? No, which means we don't have to switch to the M5 entry model, and then we don't need a liquidation as well for this entry model. And then mental check, this was a bit important, right? Am I calm, focused, and following my plan? Then following plan, yes, but I am anxious as it's the first trade, right? Even though I was a bit anxious, what I did not do is let it influence my decision. I saw a valid trade and I took the valid trade. So yes, feelings are important, but also execution is more important. And then have I respected my daily loss or trade limit if applicable? And that was not applicable. And then outcome ends up being a winner. Percentage earned is 3, risk is 1, and then RR will be 3 is to 1. Is it 3 is to 1 or 1 is to 3? 1 is to 3, I think. Fuck, I forgot how this works. It's been so long. 1 is to 3. Yeah. And then the only thing left is just to add a screenshot depicting the trade in its entirety, right? Showing the structure and the trade. Copy image, and then M15 here. Paste, easy, and then one just showing like the entry, right? I think this will make it so in the future it's easy to go back and see what you did right. And then yeah, we just start the year off good, and yeah, keep it moving.